Hey guys, so today I'd like to start a new series on my channel. So what I'd like to start doing is talking about some of the larger tools in my shop. Now, the first thing that I'd like to say is that this is not my idea. I actually saw this on Jay Bates' channel. He has done a whole series of all of the larger tools in his shop, and I found that pretty interesting, and I know the Samurai Carpenter has actually done or has started to do a similar thing. So I'd like to also do that, and maybe it could give you some insight on, if you're looking at starting a shop, some of the tools that you may need to get and what brand is the best for that specific tool. So all of these tools that I'm going to be showing you in this series are maybe not the best, but they're also not the worst, and these are all just my opinions, and at the end of the day it's my money and I get to spend that on the tool of my choice. Now, one thing I'd like to also say is that if you are getting into woodworking, one thing that I would try to avoid is buying all the tools at once. You are not going to acquire all of the tools that you need to complete a project in just one day or even in a month or two. It takes a lot of months or even years to acquire all of the tools that you have in your dreams. So if you choose to buy a tool, one thing that I'd like to recommend is that you make sure that the tool that you're buying is of quality and that you know you can at least get a couple years out of that tool. And in this series I'm going to be doing one tool per video. So the tool that I'm going to be doing today are a drill and impact driver. So when you're in the market looking for a drill or impact driver, what I'd recommend is one that has good reviews of a long battery life. The last thing that you want to have happen is that you're in the middle of a project, you're drilling in a whole bunch of screws into plywood or framing lumber or whatever, and your battery dies, and then you have to go recharge it. The drills that I have, the batteries on these are phenomenal. Makita makes a really good 18-volt series of cordless tools, and no, I am not sponsored by Makita. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. I just wanted to put that out there. But I do love these tools. I bought them with my own money, and ever since I got these, I haven't looked back. So if you're in the market for a drill and driver or any cordless tool, I would probably look into Makita as one of the larger tool brands. And they have really good reviews. They make all sorts of not just woodworking tools, but they make radios and weed eaters and all sorts of stuff. But also look into maybe DeWalt, Milwaukee. There are some good brands that you can go over to Lowe's or Home Depot, any home center, and pick up a good cordless drill for under $150 to $100. So these larger brands that I mentioned, a lot of them actually have a big kit that you can buy for a couple $100s that come with maybe a drill, a circular saw or a sawzall or a jigsaw, and all of those things then go down in price because you're buying it as a whole kit, which I think is actually a pretty good deal. I myself have actually not invested in a large cordless tool set like that, but I know some people that have, and they are very happy with it. So now let's talk about what I had previously to this before I got a cordless drill. So this Black & Decker drill that I had previously was a really great drill for a really long time, and towards the end of its life the motor started heating up really bad only after a few holes, and the power seemed to go down also at the end. But don't get me wrong, this was a great drill for me at the beginning when I started woodworking, but since then I've upgraded to these and I hardly ever use this thing now. So the cord that is on here is maybe only 6 feet long, and that is not long enough for probably anyone to use this alone. You probably will have to use a extension cord with this, which is a big pain in the butt. For me, I was always tripping over the cord, trying to untangle the cord, make it stretch that extra inch, and it just was not working, and I knew that it was time for me to get a new drill. But if you're just starting out, don't get me wrong, these drills do take a beating, and this one that I have, Black & Decker 4.5 amp, it worked great for me. So if you're in the market, you could probably pick this up at a garage sale and you could be on your way. So I might have made that test just a little bit dramatic, but I think that is beside the point. I think this was actually a good thing to do. From that, I guess you can then make your own decision as to whether or not you would like a corded drill or spend the extra money and get a cordless drill with just a battery. So all three of these were able to drill a 4-inch long screw with no pilot hole into just a piece of framing lumber. And at the last one with the impact driver, it actually split a little bit. So the one with the most noise was obviously the impact driver, hence the name impact. There's actually a hammering mechanism that forces the screw down along with the torque to screw it in more efficiently. And to be completely honest, in this test with the 4-inch screws, both of these drills seem to drill with the same amount of ease, I guess you could say. However, if you were to drill multiple screws in at once, I think that this drill would then start to heat up, and that is then where you would draw the line. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope this could give you maybe a little bit of insight on, if you're in the market for tools, what kind of drills in this case you should get. And I think I'm going to be putting out one of these types of videos out per week, and I will do that until I guess I'll run out of tools to talk about. So in that case, for next week's video, I will then talk about maybe one of the larger tools. I know this was more of a hand tool type item, but I'll get into the larger tools eventually. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have your support by having you subscribe to my channel. I try to upload new videos almost every day. Also put a comment down in the comment section if you think one is necessary, and hit that like button too. I really do appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.